All right, let's do one of the segments. We're going to do a couple of these segments. So let's do the back to basics putting segment again. Back to basics putting mirror designed by Richard Woodhouse and Grant Field. Get your back to basics putting mirror using the link down below. Number one training aid I believe in golf is to have a putting mirror. Easiest thing you can cart around with you. Andreas, do you use a putting mirror?
We do at times.
Yes.
For some players, I prefer they do, just so they can be consistent with their setup.
Yeah.
Because I think the setup is actually, I wouldn't say it's overlooked in good players, but it can be really overlooked in lesser good players.
Yeah.
So we'll usually use it in like the mirror with two alignment rods of like where the feet should be and where the ball should be, just so you get really consistent in your setup.
Yeah.
So you know where to stay into the golf ball, so you can have a fairly consistent aim.
Yeah.
And you're looking from the same spot, right? So yes, quite a few of the players I coach have some sort of mirror.
Yeah. And for me, like using the mirror there and using the setup positions there. So what things are you looking for at the setup there? Are you looking for just eye line, chest alignment, shoulder alignment? Are you trying to get everyone as square as possible, or do you feel like some people are a little bit not?
No, I don't care.
Yeah, you don't care.
I don't care.
You don't care?
I'm biased because when I'm as square as possible, everything feels so far off to the right.
Same.
And I hit it right. Same. And I was a really good putter. So,
yes.
I mean, I was probably my superpower as a player was actually being really good putting.
Yeah.
So no, but I want the consistency of it. So there might be a while where we test like what's better. Yeah. I think usually I would find out, can they start the ball on line? And can they start it? How close can we get where they're aiming to where they started?
Yeah.
And from there, we'll build it up. So where you place your eyes compared to where you see straight would probably be the starting point. And then we'll start doing the tilts and the bends and stuff. I wouldn't like everybody square. I mean, it looks really nice when Cameron Smith putts.
Yes. And
he's a really good putter. And it also looks really nice when Jason Day does it. However, I feel like I've also seen so many guys who are really good at putting, who's especially like open stance lines, right?
Yes.
Like I think Brad Faxon's a pretty good putter.
Yes.
And there's nothing straight about him.
Crenshaw.
Yeah, right? Like the Lauren Roberts, like all the legends, right? So, I mean, I don't think that part is that would be a really hard thing to convince me that that's the reason why Cameron Smith and Jason Day are good putters, is because they set up square. Even though they do set up square.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I just don't think that's the reason.
I think something that has been said to me before about Cam Smith, that he's the best at aiming his putter. I thought that was interesting to look at it. And you don't have to be square to aim it straight, is what you're saying.
Mm-mm. No.
That's very, very interesting. So what you're saying...
But you got to be consistent.
Consistent, exactly. So you got to measure this, right? Measure what works for you.
Yes.
I would agree that for me that I shared my personal experience around my putting was that I putted my best when I was open, hit little pushes, just shoved it in the hole all day long. And I didn't know I did it until someone told me. And then I tried to straighten everything up. And then...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, same putt lab completely ruined my putting for a couple of years. Completely.
Lining up.
I was putting my best, and I got on this thing and dude went, "You're doing it wrong." And I was like, "Doing what wrong?"
Oh, no.
And he showed me my stroke, and I was like, shit, I didn't know I was doing that.
Yeah.
It was in the early days. It's probably 20 years ago now. The guy didn't know any better.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, I went through some bad stretches.
Yes. Oh, mate, well, putting ended up taking me out into coaching. I was, and if you reflect on some of my friends back in the day when I talked to them about my golfing, and they talk about how good a putter I was, I go, I don't identify with that person anymore.
No, and I think again, right, that comes back to, it's the same thing as like the long game, right? It comes back to the best putters. They know their putting, and they know what's good for their putting, and they know what's bad for their putting, and they will go, "Oh, let's measure it out on like some sort of measure." Nope, no. Why not? I putt worse every time I get my stroke measured. All right, good. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
How about we come up with a couple of drills and all these games you have to complete? Goes, nope. Why not? I don't putt better after doing these things.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you putt better? I putt better when I walk around and putt one ball. And I go through my routine, and I come up with a specific target where I want the ball to go. all right.
Yeah.
And then I use that as my feedback to, did I hit it too high or hard, soft? Did I start it out of line? Did I misread it? And then I just keep playing that feedback loop over and over again. You go,
I like
makes
that.
sense why you're really good.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I think they're really, really good at like know what makes them good.
That's important. That's important. Good players, the worst thing they can do is be a sponge, right? I guess the worst thing they can do.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And
Taking on
I
advice.
try to educate my guys on that as well. I go like, don't send me like, if we're standing here on the range, you showed up, don't hit 20 balls and look back at me and go like, what do you think?
Yeah. I remember you telling me that last time, actually. You said,
Yeah. So,
well, anyway, we'll ask that question after. That brings us to the end of the Back to Basics putting segment. Thanks for that, Andreas.
sorry.
So what we learned there, right? That's all right. What we learned there was that you don't have to aim square to putt good. I like it. I like it a lot.